Navy films of fleet operations during the Okinawa campaign. Elements of the fast carrier task force send aircraft aloft for strikes in support of American invasion forces. Shooting down Japanese planes, including suiciders of the Kamikaze Corps. While the sorties continue, some enemy aircraft penetrate our defensive ring. Guns aboard the warships bring down many of the raiders. Passing a battleship, a suicide plane is hit many times before it dives into the after section of an Essex-class carrier. Commenting on damage caused by the Japanese suicide air war, Admiral Emmons said, "The enemy has expended a large number of planes and personnel on missions of this nature with negligible effect on the continuing success of our operations. Effective methods of meeting and destroying suicidal attacks have been developed and will continue to be employed to increase the toll of Japanese aircraft shot down by our aircraft and our anti-aircraft guns."
Hi everyone, Rick Russell here. Stand by for channel markers. Cold hand of fate comes calling, sending the full fury of a superior enemy force against a well-led American fighting ship, their crews reply, as Navy men have replied since the days of John Paul Jones, with gallant defiance. USS Emmons, commissioned 5 December 1941, lost 6 April 1945, was an exceptional ship because she had an exceptional crew. We last reported on Emmons, and you can click here to watch, when she was at the head of a bold maneuver by several destroyers to support the U.S. Army's bloody struggle to get ashore at Omaha Beach on D-Day. At great risk of beaching, her sharpshooting helped save the day. After Normandy, while squiring old battleships along the French coast, Easy Money, as her crew referred to her, could again be found dueling German shore batteries at close range. By then, planning for Emmons' first tour in the Pacific War was already in the works. Starting in November 1944 at the Charleston Navy Yard, Emmons was converted from a destroyer, DD-457, to a high-speed destroyer minesweeper and redesignated DMS-22. The output of U.S. industry afforded the Navy the luxury of converting an entire squadron of 3-year-old destroyers into warships capable of serving as both destroyers and minesweepers. The major changes amounted to removing her No. 4 5-inch gun and its ammunition handling equipment, as well as some of the side-throwing K-guns, and reworking parts of the ship, and especially the stern, to accommodate sweeping gear. The new DMS also rated a smaller crew. 80 veterans, including the commanding officer, transferred off. Some 40 officers and men came on board for the first time. Lieutenant Commander Eugene N. Foss II, the ship's XO, took command. By 24 March 1945, Easy Money was at Okinawa. Operation ICEBERG, the invasion of that island, was scheduled to begin April 1st. For Emmons and USS Rodman, her sister ship, and longtime squadron running mate, ICEBERG had already started. Numerous radar and sonar contacts, as well as the occasional snooping Japanese aircraft, kept everyone on edge. When not sweeping for mines, Emmons had her old job of escorting battleships and heavy cruisers as they arrived on station. The assault got off to a good start, but on 6 April, hundreds of kamikazes and conventional aircraft descended on the invasion fleet with deadly effect. Across many hours, destroyers, minesweepers, auxiliaries, and landing craft absorbed the brunt of the massive attack. 2 destroyers and an LST were sunk. Dozens of ships were damaged, some through collisions, others from friendly fire. The loss of 2 ammunition ships, including Hobbs Victory, which was crashed, caught fire, and exploded the next day, sent most of the supply of 81mm mortar ammunition to the bottom. Emmons and Rodman came under attack from kamikazes while they escorted 6 small minecraft working in a channel between Okinawa and an offshore island. Rodman was quickly crashed by 3 kamikazes. On board Emmons, Commander Foss instinctively maneuvered to come alongside Rodman to lend a hand with firefighting, but the onslaught forced him to pull away. To defend both ships, Foss circled Rodman at high speed, at times maneuvering wildly to thwart the enemy's aim. His gunners, with no shortage of targets, perhaps as many as 75, put on a clinic of anti-aircraft fire, shooting down several planes. Like cavalry, a combat air patrol of Marine Corps Corsairs arrived, tearing into the kamikazes. One after another fell, and Corsairs even roared through Emmons' anti-aircraft fire to chase several bandits to their doom. According to naval historian Samuel Eliot Morrison, the Marines alone shot down 20 kamikazes during the epic defense of Emmons. With a large number of kamikazes fixated on destroying the lone DMS soon overwhelmed her defenders. 2 suicide planes crashed into her stern simultaneously, blowing off her fantail and carrying away the rudder. A third crashed the forward gun and blew a large hole in the bow. The fourth struck just under the bridge on the port side, wiping out the CIC. The 5th kamikaze followed the 4th, crashing the wrecked superstructure and blowing several men overboard, among them Captain Foss, who was already badly burned and temporarily blinded. 4 others missed their mark by only yards. With the captain gone, the XO dead, and first lieutenant wounded, the gunnery officer, Lieutenant John J. Griffin, took command. By then, fire had engulfed the forward part of the ship. Ready ammunition was exploding in all directions. Emmons was also listing 10 degrees to starboard and slowly settling aft. But the sprinkler system in the handling room still worked, and the gun crews, despite heavy casualties, continued to fire in local control because the engineering plant was barely damaged. Under these conditions, the number 3 5-inch gun splashed Emmons' 6th and final kamikaze.
Let us die to make men free, while God is marching on.
Griffin ordered the less severely wounded removed to life rafts and all topside gear jettisoned. Firefighting was making headway until the water pressure failed. More than 3 hours into the attack, the port engine died, followed by an explosion in an ammunition handling room. Only then did Griffin give the order to abandon ship. Amidst intense fire and exploding ammunition, one of the minecraft took off the remaining crew of some 60 men. The others fished men from the water, Foss included. Despite a heroic defense, Emmons was finished, but Rodman was saved. Their sister ship Ellison arrived too late to help, and it fell to her to scuttle easy money. 8 out of 19 officers and 53 out of 237 men were killed or missing, and 3 more officers later died of their wounds. Among the numerous individual awards and decorations, Ensign Ross T. Elliott Jr., who died while saving several enlisted men in the pilot house, received a posthumous Navy Cross. The ship received a Navy unit commendation, citing, quote, "a record of gallantry in combat reflecting the highest credit upon herself and the United States Naval Service," unquote. She earned 5 battle stars during World War II. Finally, we'd like to thank Brian Cooper, who suggested we take a look at Emmons. His grandmother's brother, Seaman First Class George E. Seréwa, believed to be a gunner, was killed in action during Emmons' final fight.